Alrighty, so we got chapter 8. So chapter 8 is about the hydrocarbons again, but then it's mainly about alcohol. Alcohol is just OH. That's all that alcohol is. Alcohol is just OH. See, alcohol is just OH. So number 1, we have to name this. Remember, there's different names for the different alkanes. So we see here there is 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3 carbon, 4 carbon, 5 carbons. So the 5 carbons tell us that this is pentane. So we have pentane, so we have pen. Cyclo, because remember if it's enclosed shaped, it's cyclo. And remember, it's pentol, not pentane. It's pentol here because we are losing a hydrogen because it is reacting with another thing here. So it's cyclopentol and then alcohol at the end. That's the answer for that one. That was the common name. But if we're using the EUPAC name, what we have to do is we count how many carbons. So we have 1, 2, 3 carbons. Remember, that's not 1 because that's alcohol. So we have 3. So we're having, remember 3 is propane. So we have prop. So we have prop. And then remember we have to do like that. Propanol. You could put that, the 1 that just tells us, like remember that tells us what carbon the alcohol is at. If you're doing an alcohol, remember you have to put an and then all, propanol. It can't be like propanol. That's not the correct EUPAC name. So propanol, like that. So next one, remember we're always looking for the longest chain. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 here. Remember that's hex. Hexanol. If you wanted to, you could put 1 because that's where it is. So 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm sorry, I forgot something. We have to name where. Remember, we can't forget this. That's the methyl. Remember, methyl is just 1 line, ethyl is 2 lines, and then propyl is 3 lines. So 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 methyl, 1 hexanol, like that. Next, we have this. So start here. We have 1, 2. So we know 2 is where alcohol is, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's pentanol. But we have to include this fluorine. The fluorine, remember, if we include any of the halogens, it's fluoro, like that. Okay, let me keep going. The EUPAC name for this, it's the same thing. So just count. Remember, we're counting closest to where the alcohol is. So start the count from here. So 1, 2. So the alcohol is at 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5. So remember, it's pent. And then we have 2 methyls here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So remember, put double 4 for both those, and then the methyl, like that. What did I forget here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did I forget here? 3, 4, 5. Methyl. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sorry, dimethyl. Because remember, if there's 2 of them, we have to make sure to reflect that here. Okay. All right, so now we have 3 methyl, 3 pentanol. So first write down the pentanol. So that's 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3, 4, and 5. And we have both a methyl and the alcohol on carbon 3. So carbon 1, 2, 3. So first, remember, the methyl is just one line. And then we could bring this other line here. And remember, an alcohol is just OH. So we could have it like that. Okay. So now we have cyclopentanol. So remember, if it's cyclo, that means it's an enclosed shape. So we can just do this, click this one down here. So now that's cyclopent. And then we have wherever the alcohol is, that's number 1. So if you have the alcohol right here, it says the methyl is also on 1. So that means the methyl also has to be right here. Just like that. All right, next we have phenol. Now a phenol, what it is, we go to back to chapter 8. A phenol is a benzene ring with an alcohol attached to it. So what we're gonna do, it says phenol, so make a benzene ring. And wherever you put the alcohol, that's the first carbon. Because remember, we always want to start closest to the alcohol. So if this is 1, it's asking for 3 methyls, 1 on 2. So if this is 1, we have 2. 1 on 4, it's 3, 4, and then that's 5. So it wants it like that. Okay, and we have isopropyl phenol. So first phenol, we know that that's a benzene ring. And then don't forget the alcohol. The alcohol is on 1. And now it's saying that there's 2 different things on here. It's saying that there's a chloro or a chlorine on 5. So we could do that first. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't forget the Cl. So that's our chlorine. And then we have an isopropyl on 2. So if that's 5, that means this has to be 2. Now an isopropyl is 3 different lines, and it has to be like in this like triangle shape like that. Okay. Now we have a 1 pentanol. So pentanol is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 5 carbons, and then that means the alcohol is on the first carbon. Remember, alcohol is OH, so it's like that. So 1 pentanol looks like that. All right. Now, different alcohols have different, what's it called? Different classifications. So there's 3 different classifications. There's primary, secondary, and tertiary. So a primary alcohol, if this is the alcohol right here, the carbon that the alcohol is attached to is only attached to 1 other carbon. So you see, this is the alcohol. It's attached to the carbon, which is only attached to 1 other carbon over here, which makes it primary. We have the secondary. The alcohol is attached to this carbon, which is attached to 2 other carbons, which makes it secondary, or 2. And then the same thing, this alcohol is connected to this carbon that's connected to 1, 2, and 3 other carbons, which makes it tertiary. So if we look here, we're going to draw this out. That's the best way to see this, because this is kind of hard to interpret. So 2-butanol. So the butane tells us that there's 4 carbons. So we have 1. Remember, as soon as you put down your pencil, it's 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1 carbon, 2 carbon, 3 carbon, 4 carbon. And then this tells us the alcohol is on carbon 2. So we go to carbon 2, and we draw the alcohol. Now, how many other carbons is this carbon attached to? If we look here, it's attached to this one, because that's a carbon. It's attached to that one, so that's another carbon. So since it's attached to 2 carbons, that tells us that it's a secondary alcohol. And this one's easier to see. So we're looking at the alcohol here. It's attached to 1 carbon, 2 carbon, and this is also a carbon. If there's not like other letters here, then you could tell this is another carbon. So this is a tertiary. Same thing here. Look at the alcohol. It's attached to 1 carbon, 2 carbon. So it's a secondary. Same thing here. We start with the alcohol. This is attached to only 1 carbon. So that means it is 1 degree. See, up here, that would be a hydrogen. Hydrogen, it's only attached to 1 carbon. Okay, we're going to classify this one too. So we look at the alcohol. We go to this carbon. It's attached to 1 carbon and 2 carbons. So that means it's a secondary. Okay. And alcohols, remember alcohol is just OH. So they are a hydroxyl group because they're OH. There's no sulfur in it, no nitrogen. We'll get into this later and we'll get into that later. Remember, alcohols have to do with OH. Okay, now we're looking at how many structures contain primary alcohols. Remember primary alcohols? The carbon is only reacting to 1 other carbon. So we have the alcohol here, this carbon, it's only reacting to 1 other carbon. So no, this is a primary alcohol. This carbon here, it's reacting to 1, 2, 3. That's a tertiary, so we know it's not this one. Here, this carbon is reacting to 1, 2, so that's a secondary. It can't be that one either, so right now it's only 1. This one's connecting to 1 other one, so this is also a primary. So 1 and 4 primaries, meaning we have 2 different primary alcohols here. Okay, and the alcohols that are most soluble are the ones that have like the least amount of lines. So if we draw these all out, ethanol, remember ethane, so whichever ones have the least amount of carbon in them. So if we look at decanol, 10 carbons. 10 carbons. Octanol, 8 carbons. 8 carbons, no, can't do that. We have hexanol, 6 carbons. Butanol, 4 carbons. But then ethanol only has 2 carbons. So since it has the least amount of carbons, whichever one has the least amount of carbons makes it the most soluble. Okay. And this has a lot of carbons because each of these is a carbon. So 1 carbon, 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 carbon. There's a lot of carbons in here. So that tells us that it's insoluble. Because the more carbons that you have, the less soluble it is. Okay, here we go again. So we have least soluble to most soluble. So remember, the more carbons you have, the less soluble it are. So you have here you have 1, 2, 3, 4 carbons. So this is the least soluble. This has 1, 2, 3 carbons. So a little more soluble. This has 1, 2, a little more soluble. This only has 1 carbon. So compound 1 is the most soluble. It's asking from least to most. So we're going down to 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1, like that. Okay. All right, this should be another video.